Simon was a poor village shoemaker. He lived with his wife, Matryona, and their children in a small wooden house. They had very little money and did not even own their home. Simon earned a living by making and fixing boots for his neighbours. Life was difficult, and the winter was very cold. Simon and his wife had only one warm coat between them, and it was old and full of holes. One cold morning, Simon went to the nearby village to get some money that people owed him and to buy new sheepskins for a warm coat. But things went badly. Nobody paid him their full debt, and the shopkeeper would not give him any skins on credit. Cold, tired, and unhappy, Simon started walking back home with empty hands. On his way back, Simon saw a young man sitting near a small stone church. The man had no clothes on and was shivering in the freezing snow. At first, Simon was afraid and wanted to walk away, but his conscience stopped him. He thought, "I cannot leave this poor man to die in the cold." Simon turned back, took off his own warm coat, and put it on the stranger. He also gave him his boots and helped him stand up. The stranger said his name was Michael and told Simon that God had punished him.
God has punished me, and I have nowhere to go.
Simon kindly brought Michael home to his warm hut. When they arrived, Matryona was very angry. She thought Simon had spent their money on drink and brought home a beggar to eat their little food. But Simon looked at her and said softly,
"Matryona, have you no fear of God? We are all human beings."
These words touched Matryona's heart. Her anger went away, and she felt deep pity for the cold young man. She gave Michael warm soup, bread, and clean clothes. As she served him the food, Michael looked up and smiled for the very first time. Michael stayed with the family and became Simon's helper. He had never made shoes before, but he learned very fast. Soon he made the best boots in the whole village, and Simon's business grew. But Michael was always quiet. He never laughed and spoke only when necessary. He had smiled only once, on that first night when Matryona gave him food. A year later, a rich and proud nobleman came to their workshop in a fine carriage. He brought expensive leather and said in a loud voice,
"Make me a pair of boots that will last a whole year without tearing. If you ruin this leather, I'll send you to prison."
While Simon was nervous, Michael looked behind the rich man and smiled for the second time. When the man left, Michael did not make boots. Instead, he cut the leather and made soft slippers for a dead person's burial. Simon was terrified. But soon the rich man's servant came back in a hurry. He said his master had died suddenly on the way home, and his family needed soft slippers for his funeral instead.
His master died suddenly on the way home. His family needs soft slippers for the funeral.
6 years passed peacefully. One day, a kind woman came into the shop with 2 little twin girls. One of the girls had a hurt leg and walked with a limp. The woman explained that the girls were orphans. Their parents had died when they were tiny babies, and she had raised them with love as her own children, even though she was just a neighbour. When Michael saw how much this woman loved the little girls, his face lit up with a bright light, and he smiled for the third time. When the woman and the girls left, Michael's clothes began to shine like the sun, and bright wings appeared on his back. He told Simon and Matryona the truth. He was an angel from heaven. God had sent him to earth to learn 3 important lessons about human life. Michael explained the 3 answers. First, he learned that love lives in people's hearts when Matryona showed him kindness and gave him food. Second, he learned that people do not know what tomorrow will bring when the rich man ordered boots for a year, not knowing he would die that very day. Third, he learned that people live by love, not by worrying about themselves, when he saw the 2 orphan girls happy and healthy because of a kind stranger's love. After saying these words, the angel rose into the sky in a bright light and returned to heaven. Simon and Matryona were filled with peace and wonder. Now, let's listen to Olivia and Harry talk about the story and some of the key words from it.
Welcome back to English Natively, everyone. I'm Harry.
And I'm Olivia. What a truly beautiful story that was. Margaret did a fantastic job narrating it, didn't she?
Oh, Margaret's voice was brilliant, as always. Soft, calm, and perfect for a chilly evening. But honestly, Olivia, that ending gave me goosebumps. A proper angel in a village shoemaker's shop.
Right? It was so touching. For those listening who might not know, this lovely tale is called What Men Live By, written by the great Russian author Leo Tolstoy.
Ah, Leo Tolstoy, famous for massive, heavy books like War and Peace and Anna Karenina. But this short story is so simple, clear, and profound. Millions of people around the world have read it.
Exactly. And what I love most is that Tolstoy wrote it so simply that anyone, anywhere in the world, can understand the deep message. It really speaks to the heart.
It truly does. And you know, while listening to Margaret, a few English words and expressions really jumped out at me. Everyday phrases our listeners can use in their daily English conversations.
Brilliant! Let's talk about them. The first one that caught my ear was right at the beginning, when Simon found the stranger in the freezing cold. At first, Simon was scared and wanted to walk away, but his conscience stopped him.
Ah, conscience. That's a wonderful word, but a bit tricky with pronunciation, isn't it? Conscience.
Yes, totally. Listen carefully. Your conscience is that quiet inner voice inside your head telling you what is right and what is wrong.
Like when you eat the last biscuit from the tin, Olivia, and your conscience whispers, Harry wanted that biscuit.
Exactly like that, Harry. Though my conscience usually loses that battle when chocolate is involved. But in the story, Simon's conscience told him, I cannot leave this poor man to die in the cold. It was his sense of moral duty.
That leads straight into another great phrase, to earn a living. Simon earned a living by making and fixing boots.
Yes, to earn a living simply means to make money to pay for food, rent, and life. For example, Harry works as an English teacher to earn a living. Very practical and natural to use.
Now, Olivia, what about that proud, rich nobleman who stomped into Simon's shop? He was quite rude, wasn't he?
Oh, he was dreadful. He brought expensive leather and shouted, "If you ruin this leather, I will send you to prison."
That word, ruin. Ruin. It means to completely spoil, damage, or destroy something.
Right. You can ruin a nice pair of shoes in the rain, or you can ruin a dinner if you burn the food.
Or ruin a surprise party by telling everyone too early.
Please don't do that, Harry. But look at the irony in the story. The rich man was so worried that the shoemaker would ruin his expensive leather, yet he didn't even know his own life was going to end that very afternoon.
That was Michael the Angel's second lesson. People do not know what tomorrow will bring. We plan so much for the future, but we forget the present moment.
So true. And then, 6 years later, that lovely mother arrived with the 2 twin girls. Did you notice how Margaret described one of the little girls? She said, one of the girls had a hurt leg and walked with a limp.
Yes, to walk with a limp means to walk unevenly or with difficulty because one leg or foot is injured or weak.
Exactly. A limp can be temporary, like if you twist your ankle playing football, or permanent. In the story, the little girl walked with a limp, but she was so happy and loved by her adoptive mother.
That scene was so heartwarming. The neighbour wasn't their real mother, but she raised the twin orphans with all her heart. When the angel saw that, he smiled for the 3rd time.
Because he realized the 3rd big truth. Humans live by love, not by selfish worry.
Isn't that a comforting thought? In our modern world, we rush around, constantly worrying about money, work, and the future. But Tolstoy reminds us that what truly keeps us alive and happy is kindness and helping each other.
It really puts things into perspective. Simon had almost nothing, just a tiny hut and one old coat full of holes. Yet he shared what he had with a shivering stranger.
That's genuine wealth, isn't it? Having a big heart.
Absolutely, Harry. So, to our wonderful listeners at English Natively, what do you think of Simon's kindness? Have you ever listened to your conscience and helped someone in need?
We'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. Practice your English by writing a sentence or two using our words of the day. Conscience, ruin, or walk with a limp.
Don't be shy. Making mistakes is part of learning. Thank you so much for listening to today's story and discussion.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends. Until next time, take care of yourselves.
And each other. Cheerio, bye!
Bye-bye.